Okay, so now the senior level, we have two classes at the senior level. We have government and economics. And so our award winner for government is John Waba. And he's working this year with Mrs. Berry, and this is what she writes. And I'm going to read this, and she writes John. I know John a little bit, but I'd never hear anybody call him John. So I'm just going to call him Waba, if that's okay. Okay. All right. So this is what Ms. Berry writes. You can tell they have a kind of a fun relationship in class. Because she writes, when it comes to the government, Waba is not necessarily an enthusiast. But he is enthusiastic when he's talking about why he does not like the government. Throughout the first semester in government, Waba showed a genuine interest in the inner workings of not only the U.S. government and other governments, but also the relationship between the two. For a teenager, Waba is very knowledgeable about the theoretical nuts and bolts of how the government works, but more importantly, is very well read and conscientious about society and keeps up with current events. Waba was often outspoken about his general dislike of big government, but always up for a vocal political debate, and he always founded his arguments with sound reasoning. As much as Waba seems to distrust government, Mrs. Berry can see John running for political office someday and winning. And this is especially from Ms. Berry to you. And she said, "Then Waba, when you are campaigning in some tiny town somewhere, and you hear a lone voice in the crowd yelling, 'Yes, we can,' you will know that it's her, Mrs. Berry." So our second semester course is AP Econ, Economics.